Good morning, everybody. I'm Robert Scheer, and this is your 6 AM Wakeup. There are a lot of podcasts on the subject of happiness. There are podcasts, there's books, there's articles. In fact, I think I've done a couple of them in these podcasts myself. But it's really important not to confuse happiness with contentment. You can be sad and still very content. You can be irritated. You can be frustrated. You can have anxiety. You can even have anger and still be content. We all experience a lot of emotions. They are transient. They come and go. Contentment is more stable. It's being at ease. It's being loving. It's being kind. It's resting in a comfortable place. Every year, there are publications that say Finland and then Scandinavian countries are the most happiest countries in the world. And I had a friend who really was interested in this subject. His name's Arnold. I've talked about him before. He actually went to Finland, not just for this purpose, but while there, he did a lot of research on the subject of happiness versus contentment. And what he has found is that there really isn't a correlation between the happiness quotient in these Scandinavian countries. It's much more of a correlation between contentment. Happiness in this context is much more of a synonym for life satisfaction, contentment, and well-being than it is for everyday happiness. Arnold says it pretty good in one of the papers that he wrote. He said he's watched friends, patients, colleagues, even himself, live in quiet contradiction. Happy for what they have, happy for what they're doing, yet constantly pulled toward what they don't have. And this is the crux of their discontentment. And what happens in some of these Scandinavian countries, they use an index. I think it's called the Cantrell Index. I'm not sure how that's spelled. But they rate people's views of their lives on a number of different variables. And a lot of these have nothing to do with how joyous you are that day, how excited you are that day. They really have to do with your relationships between your social networks, how much freedom do you feel and autonomy in your life to make choices? How much confidence and trust do you have in the government? Things of that nature that really contribute to lifelong contentment as opposed to happiness. So I guess the point of all of this is that the goal is not more, and the goal is not daily happiness. The goal is lifelong contentment. And those are different factors, and I think you really should examine yourself, because there's lots of days where you may be pissed, angry, anxious, but that doesn't mean you still can't achieve an underlying ease and contentment with your life. Thanks for listening to my thoughts for the day.